Hello everybody, TD Junkie here, back with a brand new video on the channel. And in today's video I will be going over my predictions for who is going to be the first boot of Disventure Camp Season 4 as the second episode, which will showcase the first elimination drops in about 72 hours as of writing this script. So today I'm going to go over it. Also, quick disclaimer, this video will contain some spoiler-like content from the trailers, as I'm going to use some clips from the trailer that heavily points to which team loses here, and then we'll go from there anyways onto the video. So first off, which team is even going to lose? Well, most evidence points towards the blue team losing for a number of factors. First off, blue team probably has the most realistic team to lose here, as they have the most people who are capable of being a proper first boot, as red team has too many dynamics and people on the team that need to stay for a while. Zayd, Ivy and Tristan are a trio, and Tristan did win them a challenge, so they're probably safe for now. Spencer and Jade have an alliance, which I doubt they just throw out immediately, and Diego is most likely going to join that alliance at some point. Hannah and Benji probably have something going on deeper into the season. And while you could say Emily could be a first boot due to everyone hating her, she does have a dynamic with Hannah and seems to be building up for a deeper arc throughout the season. Overall, TDRL of this part is that the red team seems to have too many things being set up for any of the contestants on that team to be first boots quite just yet. On the blue team, however, you do have some people who can be booted first. Alessio has literally nothing going from him really, and while Linda could make it far, she could also be a surprise first boot. Now that we've covered this section, I would now like to play some proof evidence that shows that the blue team lost this challenge. It's shown in a few scenes overall in the season trailer that shows that some contestants from the red team are in the other challenge, will points towards them winning. As we can later see that Benji and Spencer are in a challenge that happens after episode 2, meaning that there is a good chance that they won episode 2 challenges, as neither of them got eliminated. And let's be real here, Bainey is probably going to be the first boot in a scenario where the red team loses. Now, while this isn't 100% concrete proof, you can kind of see what I mean here. But Sicily, the TDR lines for this section is that the red team is shown to have all its members in challenges after the first challenge supposedly. This is also shown earlier, where we see the red team first voting, where they have all their members, which is most likely from episode 3. Anyways, let's just get onto who I think will be the first boot from the water team, but before that, let's write of some people that are pretty much confirmed safe. Logan is probably safe. I doubt anybody would have a reason to boot him yet. Same with not Alita. And probably Richard. Anastasia is also a lock, and Ted is most likely safe this episode as well due to some pre-release trailer material. Also, I doubt anybody would go after Isabel either. So that leaves 3 potential candidates for first boot: Alessio, Linda, and Marisa. Now you might be asking, how is Marisa on here? Well, I'm suspecting that there's a chance Linda might want her out. It's been shown in the season trailer that Ted seems to be at the very least collaborating with Linda. And it was shown earlier that Linda isn't a fan of Marisa or Anastasia all that much, just from episode 1 and some unreleased footage in the season trailer. So you can probably put 2 and 2 together and find out where this is going. Now, will this happen? Almost more certainly not, as Ted and Linda probably wouldn't have enough numbers to vote out Marisa. But it is heavily implied that Ted voted her due to Marisa seeming to at the very least receive a vote here. Now, once again, this is probably unlikely due to not having enough votes. The only way this happens is if Alessio, Logan, and Richard vote Marisa, which the only person out of these I can see doing that is maybe Alessio, but I'm not really sure. Also, this is probably not true due to season trailer material showing Marisa in another challenge, which pretty much confirms she survives episode 2 South elimination if her team loses. Now, moving on to Linda. I think there's a decent chance Linda could be the first boot due to a number of factors. The most obvious in-game reason is that Anastasia and Marisa don't really like her. But that's also unlikely, as Linda, from what seems to be shown in trailer, seems confident at least in the vote. Also, I doubt they boot her first, as she probably has a lot more stuff to do in the long run. Also, she's probably going to form a big alliance, which will at least keep her safe for now. Now, argument could be made that Linda doesn't seem to appear in episode 3 South challenge, meaning there's a chance she might get booted here, but this same argument could be made for Alessio, which about that. Alessio definitely is heavily at risk for first boot for many reasons. First off, this guy probably has the least to do out of anyone. He has like nothing to do plot-wise. And his main thing of knowing how to paint sorta well isn't really interesting, and he isn't involved with anybody socially, as he himself says he doesn't really care about interacting with anyone. and while you could say he has a dynamic with Logan, it seems that's not really enough to save him. Also, Alessio isn't even implied to be in any other scenes in the trailer. That last time we see him is at an elimination and is not even shown in episode 3. At least with Linda, some of the scenes in the trailer could be implied to be in episode 3. With Alessio, we've got nothing, which suggests he probably gets booted first here. Now, while you could say Alessio is way too obvious of a first boot, let's be real, all of the first boots have been sort of obvious, so this isn't really a good defense. Also, Alessio could be a case of reverse psychology, because a lot of people think he's way too obvious of a first boot to be eliminated. Him being eliminated could accurately be shocking due to that narrative being believed. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is Alessio could be too obvious of an early boot to the point where people think it's shocking that they would do it, as it would seem too obvious or something along the lines of that. Anyway, I could go on and on about why Alessio would be the first boot, but I think you all know why, so let's just get to the overall conclusion. In my opinion, the person who will be the first boot of season 4 is most likely Alessio, as he has little to nothing to do so far and doesn't have any important plot dynamics yet, unlike Linda and Marissa, who have been set up to at the very least have stuff going on and other factors. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Peace out, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.